Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So in my previous YouTube, I have shared the standard for practicing the Wing Chun Tao sets properly, and that is the US3 standard. So please watch those videos if you want a detailed understanding on the US3. Now, I have also shared that in the practice of the Tao sets based on the US3 standard, there are four types of training or practice. The first type is the Qigong practice. The second type is the practice or training to build the aerobic base. The third is the interval training type of practice. The fourth is the high intensity interval training type of practice, which I have shared in detail in the previous YouTube. Now, I like to share with you what you need to be really careful on this practice. Okay. Now, for all of us, we can safely practice the Qigong type of training with the Tao. We can really safely practice the aerobic base type of training in Tao. However, for the interval training and the high intensity interval training, that is not everybody's bread and butter. We might not be able to practice those. Okay. Now, so what is the reason? Why is it so important to know this? Why is it so important you need to know this in your school so that you can watch out for your student? Well, as soon as it involves holding breathing, okay? So you want to do, say, the interval training, you want to exert force, you want to have a solid, stable core, you want to do the high intensity interval training where you involve those exert force and needing the stable core. On and off, you might get into holding breath. Okay? Holding breath can cause the eyes pressure to rise. Okay? Now, in today's world, where we all have this tablet, computer, and smartphone, many of us are subject to high uh, eyes pressure. Okay? And for the modern tablet and the smartphone, for the new one, you can see that it has a really strong blue light. And that is not going to help your eyes, but it can give stress to your eyes. Now, in this type of era where this eyes is subject to like the blue light, long time of reading the screen of the tablet or the smartphone, many people get into this high eyes pressure problem. Okay. And so we need to be really careful that the interval and high intensity interval training is not for everybody. Everybody, anybody, anyone who have eyes problem even to the minimum must not touch that. Okay? Not to mention you have already have eyes preconditions. So due to that, we know that the aerobic based trainings, aerobic is safe. The Qigong is safe because it doesn't involve in holding breathing. It is aerobic type or recover type. Those are things that everybody can practice, but not those interval and the high intensity interval training. Okay? Eyes is really important for us. And with this high medical cost era today, let's not screw up the eyes, okay, by those practice. And so no, not everybody can be the best fighter. And even if it is the best fighter, if you overtrain, you might cause eyes problem, especially those of us who is after 40 years old or getting old, okay? So I share this with you is because that is a training rule or what is the proper training we need to know. One cannot just base everything on, oh, my grandmaster tell me so, or this grandmaster is the king of this or that. You cannot do that. For example, the other day I shared that the proper techniques or practice the 修炼套 when it's begin is exhale going down, inhale going up, exhale, inhale. You don't pull your elbow back. If you pull your elbow back, it's stuck in the chest, and then you're breathing. Sometimes you stop breathing, hold breathing, all kinds of stuff. So when you do this type of stuff, it is problematic. And you can see that today 修炼套 that stand in Niji Ma and whatever the practice, you're breathing stuck here, and then sometimes people even prolong breathing, and it end up that people holding breathing. That is going to cause problem with your eyes. Okay, not to mention that like in the set, like the other day, somebody in China make this video talk about the longevity sets of Wing Chun. Practice what? Practice the head down type of move. Well, head down type of move is really bad for eyes, for those who have an eyes problem. Because you head down, your eyes pressure raise. So with us today, reading the small screen, smartphone, and then or the tablet with the blue light, our eyes is already in enough stress with keeping doing those kind of stuff. And then practice your 修炼套, holding your breath. I really don't know what are we doing. So that's why we need to go scientific. Fighting is one thing. For those who can do fighting, they can train the high intensity training high intensity interval training with their 小练头 using their 小练头 set. For us who is old and weak and maybe have a lot of stress in our eyes and so forth, even for the young kids, we need to watch out, especially those who have diabetic. Okay, so we need to know that there are four type of practice: the aerobic base, the qigong, the nurture qi or recovery. Those are user friendly. For the interval and high intensity interval training is not user friendly. One must not touch it if one is not ready for it or one have eyes problem. Okay, and all those 小念头 practice standing there and try to take force. You see that all those using structure and try to take force, all those stop breathing. And you stop the breathing, you hold that breathing, your eyes. So again, those face down type of practice, you know it is problematic. And you know your head, you don't want to go under lower than your heart. Okay? So this is to share with you. You need first to develop the natural lower abs breathing, or what I call the 2C state. You need to get into develop that the N1 or the uh, the nurture chi or recovering quiet down state. Those are the things which is for our health. And for the high intensity training, the interval training, high intensity interval training, all those are for the strong, the fit, and even that is a price to play. Or there might be a price to pay if you are not careful. Say weightlifting and those kind of things is even play with the what they call it Red Bull training band. I don't suggest everybody play that with a high strength because those isometrics, those pulling and everything, it also influence your eyes pressure. You can rise it up. So just a month ago or weeks ago, I introduced everybody for this saddle seat. So one be able to sit and develop the experience the natural lower abs breathing, breathe better. Use that in your school. Get all the young kids, the older people to do that, okay? So that they can breathe better and they don't hold their breath and they know if they have experience, oh, this breathing is good. We need to evolve ourselves, modernize ourselves to this era with the science. No longer this is what my Sifu said, my lineage said, this is how my interpretation, forget about it. If you screw up other people's eyes or your own eyes, is there any point for your interpretation, my interpretations? So what you want to take out from today's this video is watch out for your holding of breath. Watch out for when your head down, doing like your third set in your Wing Chun 1960. Those stuff can cause your eyes pressure to go up. Okay? For normal people, it will come down, but if you're long term doing those kind of stuff, and if you long term reading the small iPhone screen, the screen with full with the blue light really strong, well, those are your eyes' health. And for a responsible Wing Chuners, you want to check with your student in your school, asking them how is your eyes, and do not prolong doing even the 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 high intensity training. Okay, so Wing Chun is not what you think. Wing Chun is much more in depth and much more scientific, as what I show just now on the beginning. Exhale, inhale. You don't go exhale, pull back this, exhale, pull back this, exhale, get this. You don't do that. Why? You stop breathing. When you stop breathing, you hold your breathing, your eye pressure shoot up. If you are healthy people, okay, come down. But if you prolong doing that, if you have an eye problem, so this is what we face today. So the US 3 is to bring everybody out from those things and no longer playing expert like in Asia using the head down positions and all this clamping knee, claim that to be what longevity sets of Wing Chun. Are you sure that you can get the guys claiming that who practice that is 98 years old, whatever? Are you sure? Can you get it there and measure his eye pressure? What happened? So there's a responsibility not to spreading whatever it is not proper.